I'm River Gibbs. When young people in my generation want some entertainment, all we have to do is go to the internet, or maybe see a movie, or check out the 300 channels on our cable TV box. But when my grandparents were young, aside from reading a good book or spending Saturday at the movies, the best way to have fun was to listen to the radio. During the next hour, we'll turn back the clock and hear the old-time radio shows young America liked the best. One of the most listened to radio series of the 1930s and 40s was The Green Hornet. The program was produced in the studios of WXYZ in Detroit, the same production company that brought us The Lone Ranger and The Challenge of the Yukon. George W. Trindle, the man who produced The Lone Ranger, wanted a new series that was non-Western. The new hero, the Green Hornet, didn't ride a large white horse, as did the Lone Ranger. He rode a sleek black car. The Hornet didn't have an American Indian sidekick, but an assistant named Cato, who was Filipino. The Green Hornet debuted in 1936. In less than 2 years, it had gained such a following that it was picked up by the Mutual Broadcasting System for national broadcast. It continued on the air through 1952. Later in the hour, we'll go into outer space, but first, an episode of The Green Hornet.
The Green Hornet. He hunts the biggest of all game, public enemies that even the G-men cannot reach. The Green Hornet.
With his faithful valet, Cato, Britt Reed, daring young publisher, matches wits with racketeers and saboteurs, risking his life that criminals and enemy spies will feel the weight of the law by the sting of the Green Hornet. Ride with Britt Reed in the thrilling adventure, Torpedo on Wheels. The Green Hornet strikes again. All night long, heavy trucks lumbered along the trunk highways outside the city, moving with their loads of vital material. From a hill several hundred yards off the road, two men squinted through the darkness, checking the lights of each truck as it lumbered off the stiff grade.
Is that it? What is it coming as the crest of the hill?
I don't see any flames.
No, any lights? No. Let it pass.
I'm getting stiff.
It will be long. My information is accurate.
I've been waiting half an hour.
Patience is a virtue you know nothing about, Colby, eh?
It's cold, too.
Not a truck.
Yeah.
That's the one, Colonel. See the red light? Hello, Michael Ashford. Oh, yeah, hello, Reed. No, I couldn't get close. They wouldn't let nobody close. They said there was some gasoline that might explode. They had it roped off. Only what the cops would tell me. Gail? No, she isn't here yet, Reed, but... Okay, as soon as she comes. I'll be seeing you. A fine thing. And me what used to be on the police force.
Hello, Axford.
Hello.
I declare you all look gloomier than 2 bits worth of black molasses.
I said hello, didn't I? Now will you go away and... Oh, it's you.
Gosh, have I changed that much, Axford?
You got a smudge on your cheek.
I have. Goodness, I haven't had a chance to look in the mirror.
Never mind looking for your mirror now. You haven't got time.
Oh, I have too.
You have not. Reed was just talking to me. He wants to see you as soon as you come in, he said.
Uh-oh.
Dolly, you did something wrong?
Well, I'm not sure I was where I was supposed to be.
What was that?
Right here at the Sentinel.
Then where were you?
No place, really. Just up on a hill.
Well, you'd better see Reed. He'll be in a hole. Now, go ahead. Say, just a second.
I can't wait.
No, you don't. Up on the hill where?
Why, it was just... Gracious sakes, Axford, what makes you so suspicious?
Aha! That tells me. It was that truck accident, wasn't it? I might have
Oh,
known.
shucks, supposing it was. Now, I've got to see Mr. Reed.
Okay, but I'm going with you. Suffering snakes, that was my assignment.
I'm just all broken up about sneaking out, Mr. Reed, but honest to Richmond, I was just sitting around the newsroom doing nothing. I didn't have any more assignments than a hootie owl. So when I heard that Axford hadn't been able to get near that accident scene, I just...
She up and stole my assignment, Reed, that's what. Holy crow, if I wasn't a gentleman, I'd break
Just a moment, Axford. You tried, didn't you?
Huh?
You said the police had it roped off and you couldn't get inside, so you came back to the Sentinel.
Sure, that's right, Reed. But it's the principle of the thing. I know Gail didn't get any place either.
Not
but
unless you call getting right inside the ropes no place. How do y'all think I got this smudge on my cheek?
What's that you're saying?
Do you mind if I take off my coat, Mr. Reed?
Okay, I'll go ahead and...
Suffering snakes. A nurse's uniform. So you wormed your way inside them lines by posing as a nurse.
Wouldn't it cute of me to figure it out?
Well, you mother... Holy crow! Golly, I tell you...
Stop it, Mike. Well, Gail, you got inside, but you shouldn't have done it. If that trailer full of gasoline had blown up, the Sentinel would have lost its best woman reporter.
Well, that's just it, Mr. Reed. There wasn't any gasoline trailer. There wasn't anything there but just a big hole in the ground. I don't reckon we can print anything because that's why they were keeping people away. But that truck had blown up, Mr. Reed. It wasn't any ordinary truck. It was carrying dynamite.
It was sabotage, Kate. It was sabotage just as sure as you and I are sitting here.
Miss Manning's very lucky, yes?
Yeah, she gives the appearance of being dumb, Kate, but there's plenty of brains behind that pretty face.
Sentinel not printed?
And we can't. It's sensible information. That's why that area was roped off.
Poor Axford. He gets, hornswoggled.
These days, a lot of trucks are hauling war materials, guns, ammunition, vital food. And this was a red flag job.
Will you explain,
Well,
please?
there's no mystery about it. Trucks that carry high explosives are required to fly red flags during the daytime and have red spotlights front and rear at night as a warning.
Why you say sabotage? Perhaps truck had accident and blew up.
It was a clear stretch of road, Cato. Those drivers are careful. It was an upgrade. The truck was traveling slowly. Besides, here's something else. Here. Look at this.
Mr. Britt, this is Clarion newspaper.
That's right.
That's opposition paper.
I tell you, Cato, don't you mention it and I won't. We'll just keep it a deep, dark secret.
But what...
Here's an ad in the Clarion. The Sentinel refused to run it.
Oh, wanted. Experienced long-haul truck drivers. Get better wages. Oh, Sentinel not run this ad?
No, we turned it down. The Sentinel doesn't encourage job parting. But here's the odd angle, Cato. Our advertising department didn't get a kick from the people who wanted to place that ad. And yet the Sentinel had the top advertising coverage in the city. Every advertiser wants the Sentinel.
Oh?
Here's another angle. One of our truckmen applied. He couldn't find out where the job would be. They just weren't interested in him.
I don't understand.
Now, wait, I'm not through. The only ones they were interested in were truck drivers used to hauling explosives. Yet they weren't doing any hiring that he could see at all.
Truck drivers who haul explosives. Oh, Mr. Britt, I don't see what that means.
Never mind. I do. That's why we're going out tonight.
Tonight?
Pick up the Hornet mask and the gas weapon. I hope there's plenty of gas in the Black Beauty.
A few moments later, stepping through a secret panel in the rear of a closet in his bedroom, Britt Reed and Cato went along a narrow passage built within the wall of the apartment house itself. The passage led to an adjoining building which fronted on a dark side street. Though supposedly abandoned, this building served as the hiding place for the sleek, superpowered Black Beauty, streamlined car of the Green Hornet.
The Black Beauty car already, Mr. Vic.
Okay, let's travel.
Britt Reed pressed a button. The great car roared into life. A section of wall in front raised automatically, then closed as the gleaming Black Beauty sped into the darkness.
So far, so good, Kolar. Now we have another job to perform. It's a fair the entire caravan of trucks which will be carrying war supplies. That is, provided your information is correct.
Been correct so far, Wolf. I got it straight. The road race company. They'll be sending out a string of 10 trucks. Airplane batteries in most of them, TNT and a couple of others.
And when will they be sent?
I'll know that tomorrow.
TNT and airplane batteries. Batteries are very important, Nicola.
Yeah. I wish you'd lay off those German expressions, Wolf. It makes me nervous.
Then let us find some place to talk. The street is very cold.
Sure, we're going to my office. Save it for them.
We must make our plans exact.
Nobody in my office but my secretary. She knows as much as we do. We turn in here.
Your secretary. I hope you trust her.
Sure, all the way. We go here, Wolf. My office is up on the 3rd floor.
That's all I can tell you.
You sure of that?
Yes.
All right. Okay, let it go. That's all you can tell me.
Yes, Hornet,
Your
please.
boss must know about this, understand? Not a word.
Yes.
Okay. I'll be seeing him later.
Gone. Masked. The Hornet. I mustn't tell ever. Not. Mr. Kohler, I didn't know you.
I was out in the hall with Wolf. We could see you through the glass in the door.
It wasn't my fault. I never saw the Hornet before in my life.
Relax, sister. Maybe I believe you. You told him about the road race job we're planning, didn't you? Yeah, that's what I thought.
Well, I had to.
Sure. Forget it, see?
Where's Wolf?
Him? Oh, don't worry about a thing, Miss Murdoch. He went downstairs ahead of the Hornet. He's going to follow him. He's going to find out who the Green Hornet really is. Pretty neat trick, huh?
Well, Wolf? Yeah, Kohler. That was a fine idea. The Green Hornet had a car in the alley. I saw it clearly.
You know who he is?
I think it would be a good idea if you wrote a letter to the Daily Sentinel newspapers, Kohler. Unknown name, of course. But the Green Hornet will be sure to see it, yes?
Pick me up around 5 o'clock this evening, Cato.
Yes, sir. Oh, excuse, please, Mr. Vic.
Make it fast, Cato. I'm due up in my office right now.
You recall last night when we leave Colonel office in Black Beauty?
Well?
I hesitated to speak of it at times, but now I'm more certain. Mr. Britt, I think somebody followed us last night.
Somebody followed.
Well, good morning to you, Reed. You're down kind of late, aren't you?
Oh, no, actually.
I've been down for hours already.
Well, I was out rather late last night.
You coming upstairs to your office? I'm on my way up myself.
Yes. I'll see you later, Cato.
Yes, sir. Good day.
Well, let's not stand out in the street, actually. Get upstairs. Seems to have turned colder rather suddenly, hasn't it?
Reed, you don't look good. Maybe you're not getting enough sleep.
Well, forget it, actually.
But you look kind of pale and pink.
Will you please forget it? I'm all right. I'm fine. He's been doing everything to take my pulse all the way up on the elevator.
Have you had some bad news, Reed? Has somebody died?
No. Not yet.
Not yet? What do you
Actually, I have work to do. I haven't even seen the first edition. I haven't talked with Gunnigan about today's front page. I have a dozen letters to get off. Now, will you please do me a favor and...
Mr. Reed.
Oh,
Well, now what?
I should have traffic lights.
Mr. Reed, heavens to Betsy. Oh, I declare I'm all out of breath.
Take a deep one and start over.
Well, I was helping Mr. Gungan check the mail, and this came as a Daily Sentinel. Well, I reckon you all better look at it. I never got such a start in my life.
Sounds important. Let's see.
Suffering snake here. Will you stop your handsome shaking? Here it is, Reed.
See, this is sign. I don't know why Gunnigan pays any attention to crank letters like this. Actually, listen to this. To the editor. I won't tell you my name yet because I'm afraid of what might happen to me. The next time I write, I'll have police protection because I'll be positive then. In fact, I'm positive now. Mr. Editor, I know who the Green Hornet is.
Now back to our story. The Sentinel carried the unsigned note in a box on the front page. That night at Britt Reed's apartment, Cato shook his head mournfully as Britt read it.
I'll have police protection because I'll be positive then. In fact, I'm positive now. Mr. Editor, I know who the Green Hornet is.
Oh, that's very bad, Mr. Britt.
Makes a good headline, Cato.
This is no time for joke. Always when I have bad dreams, is that sometimes somebody find out you're a Green Hornet. You go to jail, Mr. Britt. You get executed for murder.
I've never harmed anyone, you know that.
But police not know it. Police record says Green Hornet very bad criminal. Even murderer.
I didn't notice the sign.
No, but obvious. You know this from. I tell you, we were seen when we leave Kohler office last night in Black Beauty.
Oh, it's too bad, isn't it? Guess when we've got the lowdown on Kohler and Wolf. Kohler's secretary talked, but I wonder how much good it'll do us now.
It's impossible to operate from behind steel bars.
Are we going to take this sitting down?
What is difference? Sitting down or standing up? Pretty soon we are lying down, 6 feet underground. Bad, bad, very bad. Do you think it's safe for us to go out in Black Beauty tonight? After letter in Central, police will be on watch every place.
Might as well, Cato. Our identity's known. It makes no difference what we do, does it?
Yes, that's very true.
Kohler wants to see us. It's obvious, or he wouldn't have sent that letter to a newspaper where it'd be published. Well, we don't want to disappoint him. Here's the Black Beauty. Hop in.
How you can talk so calmly? Your life's in danger. Please, answer me one question, yes?
What's that, Cato?
Kohler and Wolf know who's Green Hornet. Is that right?
Go on.
It's very obvious what they do. Perhaps they notify police. Perhaps not. But if they offer you choice between jail and helping them with sabotage, what will you do, Mr. Britt?
Get in the car, Cato. We'd better go.
That's all I was able to find out, Wolf. Take another day to check it out.
Never mind, Fuller. So long as we are positive, yeah? Let us figure on the trucks instead. Is tonight?
Yeah, less than 2 hours.
The trucks will be assembled at the terminal, yeah?
That's right.
Also, there's a munitions truck which is due at the terminal to unload when.
15 minutes before the rest pick up and leave.
Sehr good. We trail the munitions truck, take over when it stops for a traffic light, and then send the truck smashing into the loading terminal. It should ruin that value.
Mr. Wolf, he's coming.
So, now he comes. Fine. We shall be ready for his entrance.
I'm back again. Where's your boss?
Why, you...
Hello, Hornet. I've been expecting you.
I didn't want to disappoint you. After all, that letter was practically an engraved invitation, wasn't it?
Sure, one you couldn't refuse. I don't know why you bothered to wear the mask anymore with me.
Just force of habit, Mr. Kohler. Besides, you may be bluffing.
Would you be here? Now, let's get down to cases, Hornet. You're a handy man, see?
Thanks.
That's all.
You came up here the other night and got the dame to talk.
Oh,
Shut
I
up.
said...
Like I heard about you. You want a slice of dough to keep you quiet. I always get it. Well, this time it's different, huh? You see, if we know who you are, we can expose you just as easy as you can put the finger on us. You followed me last night, is that it? Something like that. We lost you after a while, but we got enough. We saw that car of yours up close. Oh? Yeah. Took down the license number. But anyway, Hornet, here's the angle. We know who you are, and you got a little dope on us. It's a Mexican standoff, sort of. We could use a man with your talents, especially tonight. In fact, it's time to leave now. We gotta hurry. So that's it. Tonight. Oh, you didn't know that, huh? Go on, Kohler. Yeah. Well, like I said, we can use you. Do like we say, and I've got some cash to hand you. Get that cash out of the drawer.
Yes, Mr. Porter.
Here it is, Hornet, $2,000. Not bad for a few hours' work. Not even for you. But before I give it to you, I want to know... my answer? It's this. Don't move, Kohler. Now, listen. Don't move and you listen. The Green Hornet's been credited with a lot of crimes, but I don't want any part of the kind of job you're planning. I'll take that money right now. Thanks. So make a nice present for the USO. And there's one way to make sure you don't spread your information. What are you talking about? Dead men don't talk, Kohler. Now, what? Wait. Now, wait, Hornet. What the hell? Get him. Kill Wolf now. Open that closet. That's it.
Get in there.
Now, lock it.
It's not good. Come, let's get out of here.
Hello. Hello. Better. Now I see. What? The woman. What happened to Mr. Pete? Hello? Who is inside? One moment. Mr. Britt.
Thanks, Cato. My head.
Oh, you're hurt, Mr.
No,
Britt.
it's nothing. Wolf was in the other room waiting. They were already in case I didn't play ball with them. Then the lights went out and Wolf came from behind. He used the butt of his gun.
They put you in corners.
Yes. I was half conscious, Cato. I heard him arguing with a woman about something. They were in a hurry to get away. In a touch of hurry, they even forgot to take this money.
Mr. Britt, look. There's woman.
Dead. He killed her. And did it, the dirty yellow back. Time is it?
You watch.
It's late. Cato, we've got to go.
Mr. Britt, no. You are busy.
We've got to go, Cato.
Call the police.
Yes, we'll call the police, but we've still got to handle this ourselves. The Black Beauty's fast. Faster than any police car. It's got to be fast.
It is a good, clear night, Kohler. Here we look both ways, yeah?
Oh, we got those trucks lined up the loading platform.
It is the auto direction that concerns me. As soon as we see the red headlight.
Yeah, that's our baby. What do we do about the Hornet, Wolf?
Simple, Kohler. After this is over, you go back to your office, nicht wahr? You didn't call the police. So you have captured the Green Hornet. They come and arrest him for the murder of your secretary.
She was pretty good.
They're too nervous. Spain was too great for her. Sooner or later, she would have broken down and talked to the police or somebody.
Well, I guess it's the best way. Too bad the Hornet wouldn't work with us.
Patriotism in a criminal. Still, as you say, he's too dangerous. Would kill us both to keep us from revealing who he is.
Oh, we don't need that license number now.
Ah. It seems to me...
Wolf, that's it.
Flashlight. Now.
The idea of talking to you guys. This is a hot shot. I ain't got no time to help fix
I
stuff.
thought maybe you could give us a lift to the nearest garage.
Sorry, buddy. This is government stuff. No hitchhikers.
Get him. Quick, off the side of the road.
I'll tell you in my car till you jump out of the truck, Wolf.
Yeah, the right behind me. When the truck is close enough, I jump.
be a torpedo on wheels aimed straight at the trucks below. Schnell!
That's it, Cato, with the car trailing it. Pull up on the left of the car. Close. What the? Take it, Kohler. He's going up the road. Now the same with the truck, Cato, up on the left. Truck loaded with explosives. I know it. I can't let it crash. I'm going to jump for it. You'll have to get right alongside. Here's a... Don't let them up. I'll take that wheel, Wolf. That does it. Knock him out. Now we better make ourselves scarce, Cato. Look at those men running up from the truck terminal. I've spotted their truck weaving.
But, Mr. Britton, these spies, they know who's Green Hornet.
No time, Cato. Run for it before we're seen.
Well, I'll be... Hey, you guys, something screwy. This isn't the regular driver.
Yeah, Jane, it's sure lucky we came along with the cops. Them two lugs tried to blow up that dynamite truck and the rest of them with it. What a story for the Sentinels. I tell you...
Heavens to Betsy, will you listen to me? I'm trying to tell you. One of those spies says he knows who the Green Hornet is.
Hey, what's that?
Sure thing. I just heard him telling the police. He doesn't know yet, but he says he's got the license number of the Green Hornet car.
The license number? Holy crow, is that all?
Was something wrong?
Something's next. Do you think the Hornet would be sap enough to have a regular license plate for his car? It's a phony. That number's been spotted dozens of times. They'll never nab the Hornet that way. Never in a million years.
That was a classic episode of The Green Hornet. Although Space Patrol was a television science fiction series that was broadcast for 5 seasons in the 1950s on ABC TV, there was a radio version. During its run, it became a real favorite of young boys and girls who were really beginning to love science fiction. After all, the 1950s was a time when everyone was talking about atomic energy and the possibility of space travel. The actors, writers, and director of the TV show were also the ones who put the radio version together. The show had great production values. Here is an episode of Space Patrol from the spring of 1953.
Wheat checks, rice checks, and good hot Ralston present Space Patrol! High adventure in the wild, vast reaches of space. Missions of daring in the name of interplanetary justice. Travel into the future with Buzz Corey, Commander-in-Chief of the Space Patrol. In today's transcribed adventure, Buzz and Happy are being held in a cave on Pluto by 2 criminals who plan to dispose of them. Now the Commander and Happy have managed to get to a spaceophone in the cave.
All the meters check, Happy. There's nothing wrong with the spaceophone after all. That's great. We can have a whole squadron of Space Patrol ships out here in a few minutes. This is an emergency call from Commander Corey to Pluto City Space Patrol Unit. Send shift to Sector G-18. Look for my ship, Terra 5, grounded near a steep bluff. Professor Walker, Cadet Happy, and myself are being held by...
Use the radar quickly! I want to get Corey permanently! We'll return in just a moment with today's Space Patrol adventure, The Prisoners of Pluto. Hiya, gang. This is Captain Dick Tufeld speaking. I'm just having myself a stroll down the street before I turn in for the night. Uh-oh, what's that light blinking in the window of that house across the street? Say, I'm going to investigate. That light's a signal, and it's a Space Patrol code system. It says, be sure to tell the boys and girls how to get a Space Patrol pocket projectoscope. Hey, that's a real projectoscope that boy's signaling with. Gang, I'm going to get him to tell you all about his projectoscope, because you can have one, too.
That'd bring you running, Captain Tufeld. Come on in. Boy, am I glad I sent for this projectoscope. It's really something.
Tell the gang all about it, Space Patroller.
Well, kids, it's not only a keen signal light. You can use it as a film projector in a dark room. Watch me flash pictures with it on the wall, Captain. There. See that picture? That's a picture from the Space Patrol adventure called Mighty Meteor. And it comes with your projectoscope on a strip of film with 3 other swell stories called Space Pirates, Men from Mars, and Robot Invasion. And Buzz Corey and Cadet Happy are in them, too.
And, gang, on this one film, there are 24 different pictures.
The projectoscope's a real flashlight, too. A flashlight in the shape of Buzz Corey's rocket ship.
And it's a winner for looks. A neat 6 inches long, made of smooth, tough plastic, with 4 big tail fins and a 1-inch radar antenna.
Just think, a signal light, flashlight, film projector, and model rocket all in one.
Gang, to get an official Space Patrol projectoscope, complete with bulb, battery, and film, do this. Buy a box of Rice Chex or Wheat Chex, the cereals with a wonderful magic space picture on the inside. And then with your name and address, send 35 cents in coin and a Rice Chex or Wheat Chex box top to Space Patrol, Box 686, St. Louis, Missouri. Don't forget your 35 cents. That's Space Patrol, Box 686, St. Louis, Missouri. And now, today's Space Patrol adventure, A Prisoner of Pluto. Commander Corey and Cadet Happy have been in Pluto City awaiting the arrival of Professor Malcolm Walker, who's from another city on this outer planet. Deeply concerned over the professor's failure to arrive, Buzz has ordered patrol ships to search the dark, constantly frozen surface of Pluto. Several hours later, Buzz and Happy join in the search, scanning rocky crags and valleys of frozen air with infrared probe rays from their ship Terra 5. Finally, Buzz sees the wreckage of a small lab ship at the base of a long slope. Now, in their spacesuits, Buzz and Happy are climbing the slope in order to investigate the wreckage.
The ship doesn't look too badly damaged, Commander. Even a tiny hole in the hull would be serious damage here on Pluto, Happy. Unless Professor Walker managed to get into a spacesuit, the intense cold and lack of air would finish him in a few seconds. There doesn't seem to be any sign of life, sir. I don't see any lights in the ship. Let's get the hatch open. Focus your atomo light over here, Hap. Yes, Commander. I'll go in first, Happy. Be ready to open that first aid kit. If the professor's still alive, we'll have to work fast. It's ready, sir. Secure the outer hatch. Hatch secured, sir. Well, he's not in the control section. Want me to check the aft compartment, sir? All right. He may have sealed himself in after the crash. Hey, wait. What's this on the control panel? That looks like a note, Commander. Hold your light on it. Ship crashed due to instrument failure. Spacephone equipment damaged by crash. I am not hurt. 2 hours after crash, I thought I saw a flash of light due west. Since rescue at this position is unlikely, I've gone to investigate source of light. I shall appreciate finder of this note relaying this information to Commander Corey of the Space Patrol, who is now at Pluto City. I'm carrying a projectoscope and an atomo light. Professor Malcolm Walker. Professor Walker should have stayed with the ship. Well, it's good to know he wasn't hurt. I wonder what caused that flash of light he saw. There's nothing out here in this part of Pluto, unless another search ship has landed here. The light was probably a reflection in the frozen air that covers the ground. A reflection from a ship far above this planet. Well, if Professor Walker took an atomo light with him, it shouldn't be too hard to find. Let's get back to our ship, Happy. We can head due west, low altitude, and see if we can locate him. Right, sir. First, just to prevent any further wild chases all over Pluto, I'll add to this note in the event he returns here. I'll ask him to remain.
Just a minute.
There he is on the sled, just like I told you on the space phone. Found him unconscious, almost tripped over him in the dark.
All right. Let's lift him out of this airlock. Say, didn't you chop any more frozen air, Orman?
Oh, that first load will hold us until we find out who this guy is.
Just set him down here. Well, anyway, he isn't with the Space Patrol.
Yeah, suit says the United Planets Research Foundation.
What kind of a research would he be doing out here?
His eyes are open now, Hagel. Open his face, people. Find out who he is.
Wait, Orman. Chances are he's just lost. If we don't arouse his suspicion, we can keep him here until our supply ship arrives next week without any trouble.
And then what?
Then we will turn him over to the boys. They can get rid of him out in space.
Yeah, okay.
All right. Open the face piece, and I'll do the talking. Just take... Is that a signal light?
Yes, as I said.
I see. Professor, if you'll come with me, I'll get you something to eat. I'm sure you must be quite hungry after the ordeal you had. If you just go into the next room and make yourself comfortable. Right through the door. I'll be right in.
Thank you, Mr. Hagel. Most grateful.
Oh, you're entirely welcome. Oh, Rorman, could I speak to you for a moment?
Yeah, Hagel, what is it?
Well, I'm afraid you'll have to go out again and get some more air, after all.
Go out there again?
Yes, please. The old fool has dropped the signal light. You will have to find it before a search ship spots it. Now get going.
The signal light, that's all we need.
Yeah, hurry. I'll prepare a snack for our guest. Well, there's not a sign of anybody down there, sir.
Keep your eye on the viewscope, Happy. The professor couldn't have gone much farther than this on foot. They'll circle back and cover the area again.
He may not have headed due west after all, sir. Couldn't the infrared beam have picked him up by now?
Unless he's fallen into a crevice.
Yeah. And that would account for our not seeing the lights he said he was carrying.
It doesn't look too good. We better send him for more search ships. Space up on Pluto City, Happy, but still keep an eye on the viewscope.
Yes, sir. Cadet Happy aboard Terra 5 calling Pluto City Space Patrol. Cadet Happy
hold
aboard...
on a minute, Hap. Check your transmitter setting.
Yes, sir. Seems all right to me. Oh, I forgot about the new double scrambler circuit.
You were on two frequencies, Pluto City and Terra headquarters.
Yeah, I'll have to watch that. Terra would probably wonder why we were bothering them with a Pluto search problem.
The double scramblers are a good security measure, Hap. You can send the same message in two different codes, and no outsider listening in can tell if the same message is being sent.
Now, well, I've got it set for Pluto City alone now tonight.
Fine, Hap.
Come on, there's a projectoscope light, Commander, down there on the ground.
That must be Professor Walker's light. Happy, hold that call until we can land and do some investigating.
All right, Commander.
Why doesn't he turn it back on? Must have seen our ship light. Well, got a rough check on the location. Shouldn't be difficult to find it now.
Well, that didn't take you long. Any luck, Roman?
There's a professor.
He's in the next room meeting.
I found the light. It's fallen into a narrow fissure in the rocks.
Was it down?
Yeah. It's pointing downward. No doubt if it could have been seen from the ship. Certainly had a close call at that.
What do you mean?
Just as I was picking up the light, I caught a glimpse of the spaceship's light over to the north. Quickly shut off the light.
You certain they didn't see the light?
I'm almost certain. They'd have had to be looking right at it. Anyway, they wouldn't see anything out there now, even with their brightest atomic search beams on.
You're right. They never see the airlock opening unless they landed and stood right in front of it.
That was a delicious supper, gentlemen. Thank you very much.
Oh, you're quite welcome, Professor. Now, if you'll come with me, I'll show you. Well, you won't give us any trouble for a few hours.
You asleep?
Yeah, dropped off the moment he laid down.
Look, Hagel, why can't we get the supply ship here quicker? We can space phone him tonight.
That would be pretty stupid, Rorman. With search ships flying around this area. In a week, they'll have given out the search. Then it will be safe for the supply ship to land.
I'm sick of hiding out in this cave. We've been here 10 months. Surely the Space Patrol isn't still looking for us after all that time.
Well, I'd rather be here than in some Space Patrol detention center, undergoing suspended animation.
Yeah, I'd like to know how this differs from suspended animation. Listen, hear that? Sounded like somebody in the airlock. Hagel. Look. Sorry if we startled you. I'm Commander Corey of the Space Patrol.
Yes, Commander. We were startled. You see, we weren't expecting company.
We're looking for Professor Walker.
Professor Walker? Why, there is no one here but my partner and myself.
Professor Walker's lab ship crashed near here.
Yeah, we found a note that he was headed in this general direction. Oh, and he probably went right on past our airlock. We often miss it ourselves.
I don't imagine he's very far away. You're sure you haven't seen him?
No, we haven't seen anyone. Have we, Mr. Evans?
No, of course not. In case you hear anything about him, would you please notify the United Planets Research Foundation?
The United Planets Research Foundation? I see.
If you forget the name, you'll find it engraved on this projectoscope you have here on the table.
Projectoscope?
This one, Mr. Hagel.
Hagel? I didn't believe I told you my name.
You didn't. You looked familiar to me when I first came in. I just recalled where I'd seen your picture.
And where was that, Commander?
We have a method of remembering faces we see in the Space Patrol wanted file.
I don't believe I understand.
It's very simple, but I'm not going to explain it now. If Professor Walker isn't here and you haven't seen him, how do you happen to have his projectoscope?
Rorman, get them.
Commander!
Here we are, Cadet.
Nice work, Rorman.
I saw the commander edging towards the projectoscope. I couldn't grab it in time.
It's probably just as well. Corey and the cadet have forced our hand. Now we'll have to play it safe. Lock them up. We'll get rid of them and the professor, too.
We'll be back with Space Patrol in just a moment.
Hi, gang. This is Captain Dick Tufeld speaking from the Interplanetary School Stadium on Terra. I just saw a swell baseball game here. Listen to that crowd cheer the winners. Yes, it sure is fun when you're a winner and hear something like that. But remember, to be a winner, you have to get supercharged. And here's the way to take care of that. Eat a good breakfast with Rice Chex or Wheat Chex, the bite-sized super cereals that help to supercharge you. Delicious! And there's plenty of zing in that Rice Chex flavor. And man, oh man, Rice Chex biscuits are toasted and toasted to make them crisper and crisper. And Wheat Chex? Ah, there's a flavor you'd fly to the moon for. Now, gang, remember, it's fun to be a winner, and hear this. So move right up and be a winner. Move right up to the breakfast table for the breakfast that supercharges you. A power breakfast with the super cereals, Rice Chex or Wheat Chex. The cereals with Buzz Corey or Cadet Happy on the outside, and the wonderful magic space picture on the inside. And now back to today's Space Patrol adventure, The Prisoner of Pluto. Buzz Corey and Cadet Happy have been led to a secret cave on the dark, frozen planet Jupiter by a projectoscope signal lamp dropped by Professor Walker when he collapsed in his spacesuit near the cave airlock. Confronted by the commander, the two criminals, Hegel and Rorman, first denied they had seen the professor. But when Buzz discovered the professor's telltale projectoscope, the two fugitives rendered Buzz and Happy helpless with a paralyzer ray gun. Now, still under the effect of the paralyzer rays, Buzz and Happy have been carried to a cave room next to the one in which Professor Walker lies sleeping.
Okay, come on, let's get going.
Paralyzer's ray ought to hold them for another half hour. That'll be plenty of time.
Did you hear that, Happy? Yes, Commander. Try moving your arms and legs.
I've already tried, sir. The paralyzer ray seems to have worn off.
Good. The spacesuits protect us from the full effect. Let's try to locate a spaceophone and alert Pluto City.
How about the spacephones in our spacesuits?
Remember, we're inside a cave. A long distance from Pluto City. The signal won't carry.
Oh, that's right, sir. Well, Hegel must have a spaceophone in here.
We'll search the cave first and find Professor Walker. And we'll see what we can do about our spacephone. Professor? Professor Walker. Wake up, Professor.
What? What's going on? Who are you?
I'm Commander Corey of the Space Patrol.
Of course. Commander, am I still in the cave?
Yes, Professor, you are.
Yeah, that's a relief. I'm afraid I owe Mr. Hegel and Mr. Rorman an apology.
You do?
Yes. For a brief moment a while ago, I suspected them of trying to keep my presence here a secret. Isn't that ridiculous? I suppose it was due to my fatigue and fear after cracking out.
Now, listen, Professor, there isn't much time. Your suspicions were correct. Hegel and Rorman are criminals. What? The Space Patrol's been searching for them for months. We happened to stumble on their hideout.
And you captured them?
Not yet, but we will. We'll need your help. Where's the spaceophone?
Spaceophone? They told me it was out of commission.
Well, I'll bet they've got a spaceophone around here somewhere. And in good working order, too.
Well, we'll check. Professor, better get your spacesuit on. Be ready to move out of here in a hurry.
I certainly will, Commander.
One Happy, we'll try to locate Hegel.
Put this stuff down here. We can store it away later.
Okay, Hegel. Say, this is a real haul. We got quite a load of supplies out of their ship.
Yeah, we sure did. Now, let's get the three of them and put them on Corey's ship. Have your ray gun handy. We may have to give them another blast.
All right. Are you sure you can make the ship crack up look like an accident?
Well, just leave it to me. We'll take Corey and the cadet to the ship first. Then come back for the professor. Wait.
No, it isn't.
I hear voices in the spaceophone here. Be quiet. I'm going to open the door.
Here we go.
Emergency from Commander Corey to Pluto City Space Patrol. Send a patrol unit to Sector G18. Look for my ship, Terra 5, grounded near Steep Rock. Professor Walker, Cadet Happy, and myself are being held captive.
Roman, blast them with the ray gun, quickly! That takes care of them. Switch off the spaceophone. You got to get them to the ship in a hurry now.
Space Patrol, Pluto City, calling Commander Corey. Message
Hegel, I heard you.
We have established a fix on your location in Sector G18. Rescue ships will be dispatched immediately. Space Patrol Unit Pluto City out.
Confound it.
Hegel, what are we going to do now?
We can't wreck Corey's ship. those rescue ships would eventually locate the cave.
We contact Jackson and Trask. Maybe they can get here before the Space Patrol arrives.
We can do better than that. We can get away from here in Corey's ship.
Yeah, but who's going to pilot it? Where will we go? You don't know astrogation, neither do I.
Oh, I can get it spaceborne. After we're off Pluto, we'll wait till Corey and the cadet come out of the Reagan effect. Then we'll force them to take over and take us to Mars.
Yeah, but what about the professor?
If we take Corey, we'll have to take Walker, too. There'll be a good protection for us in case we're intercepted before Corey revives.
All right. Let's get him into Corey's ship. It won't take long for the patrol ships to get here. You better be gone.
Happy, are you awake? Yeah, yes, sir. Where are we? Aboard Terra 5. Commander, you got us off Pluto. Well, the last thing I remember was having Hagel and Rorman surprise us when we were using the space phone. How did you manage to get us away?
I'm afraid I didn't. Hagel and his partner put all three of us aboard our ship.
Oh, Commander.
Yes, Professor?
I don't suppose you know where they're taking us?
No, I don't. You?
To Mars. They were talking after they used the ray gun on you and the cadet.
To Mars? Why would they risk discovery by blasting north in my ship?
Well, you see, the Pluto City Space Patrol unit replied that they had established a fix on the cave and were going to send rescue ships immediately.
What? I don't see how that's possible. Hagel and Rorman got us before we established contact with Pluto City. Besides, they couldn't have plotted to fix that fast.
It was my voice they heard.
Your voice, Professor?
Yes, sir. I saw them watching you, and I knew they'd never let you complete the call, so I used the transmitter in my spacesuit to make them think you'd succeeded. Perhaps it wasn't such a good idea.
I'm not so sure. At any rate, it was very quick thinking, Professor.
But it didn't have the effect I hoped it would. I thought perhaps if they thought their position was hopeless, Hegel would surrender without harming us.
And at least it got us off Pluto, Professor.
But we're still their prisoners.
And we've still got a chance. Yes, I hear somebody in the next compartment.
Oh, you've come out of it, eh? Come on, Commander. You and the cadet have work to do.
And if we refuse?
Roman and I can easily find a way to change your mind. All we want you to do is to plot an astrogation vector that'll take us to Mars.
Can't you do it?
I wouldn't be asking you if I could. There's a lot about the ship that I don't understand. And listen, Corey, don't try any tricks. I'll know Mars when we're close enough to see it. And don't forget, whatever happens to the ship happens to you, too.
All right, Hegel.
Okay, after the control compartment, then. Professor, you'll stay here.
All right, Hegel, there you are. We're on automatic control now. We ought to reach Mars at about 2300 Universal Star Time.
And you swear that the vector you set keeps us off the regular space lane?
I said it did, didn't I?
I'm going to watch that you spoke, Corey. And if another ship appears following us, you'll regret it.
Well, can we help it if somebody sees us accidentally?
It'll be up to both of you to avoid that accident.
Yeah. Now look, Corey. I want my men to meet us on the Martian plane and pick us up there. Turn on that spaceophone so that I can contact them.
No fix on this either.
I don't know how this thing works, but I do know when the scrambler circle is set to the right combination.
Which one is that?
Scrambler code 31567. Now set it.
All right.
That's it. Now cut on the transmitter. This is Hagel calling Jet Trask at Saturn City. Hagel calling Jet Trask at Saturn City.
I hope he and Jackson are near the receiver.
Hagel, spaceborne out of Pluto, calling Jet Trask at Saturn City.
Maybe Corey's trying something.
Spacephone's on, don't worry.
Hagel to Trask.
Trask here. Go ahead, boss.
Trask, listen carefully. I got a job for you.
How did you get off Pluto? I thought
Just
you were...
listen. I want you to take your ship and meet me on the Martian plane, Sector 5G. We'll be there at about 2300 Universal Star Time.
Got it. I'll be there.
I'll be aboard Commander Corey's space battle cruiser, the Terra 5.
What? Hey, listen, are you making a deal with Corey?
Don't be a fool, Trask. If I were double-crossing you, would I use Corey's ship? I've got Corey and his cadet and Professor Walker here at raid gunpoint.
Okay, Hagel. I'll pick you up at Sector 5G, Martian plane at 2300 hours Universal Star Time.
All right, Trask. Hagel on. Cut it out, Corey. Roman, take Corey and the cadet back to the compartment. We'll bring them out again when it's time to land on Mars. Nice landing, Corey. And now this is where we say goodbye.
Yeah, we'll miss you.
You won't miss a thing from now on.
Yeah, this is it. For all three of you.
That's Let's finish them before Castle ends so we won't waste any time getting away from them.
There's just one thing I want to do first, Hagel.
Yeah? What is it?
This! Get him, Happy, while we're off balance.
Well, I guess that takes care of our friends, sir.
Get their weapons, Happy.
Orman, why didn't you watch Corey?
How did I know he was going to jolt the ship with a rocket blast? Anyway, maybe Trask can help us.
That's right, Corey. Alert you gave the ship will tip him off that something's wrong. He'll get us out of this.
I think you'll find that Trask is having troubles of his own. Have a look in the viewscope. Space Patrol ships. That's right.
Where did they come from?
You told them where to find us, Hagel.
I did?
Yes. You were talking to Trask on one scramble frequency. The same message was being sent out on the regular Space Patrol emergency frequency. Happy, take them back aft and lock them up. And ask the professor if he cares to join us.
Right, sir. All right. Come on, you two. Be our guests for a change.
An action preview of next week's exciting Space Patrol adventure in just a moment. And now, gang, here's Cadet Happy to tell you how you can have fun 10 different ways with that swell new Space Patrol projectoscope shaped like a rocket ship. Number 1.
Show pictures on the wall with it.
2.
Use it as a flashlight.
3.
Give signals with it at night.
4.
Hide secret messages inside of it.
5.
Play Space Patrol with it.
6.
Light it in a dark room. Looks like a rocket flying at night.
7.
Wire it on your bike for a new and different kind of ornament.
8.
Keep it to dress up your room. Stand straight up on its tail fins.
9.
Keep it by your bed at night. Comes in mighty handy.
And 10.
Take the bulb and battery out and use it as a roomy pocket case for marbles, jacks, money.
Yes, sir, gang. The projectoscope is lots of fun. And it comes to you complete with bulb, battery, and film for showing pictures on the wall. To get a projectoscope, do this. Buy a box of rice checks or wheat checks. Then with your name and address, send 35 cents in coin and a rice checks or wheat checks box top to Space Patrol, Box 686, St. Louis, Missouri. This offer good only in the USA and may be withdrawn at any time. That's Space Patrol, Box 686, St. Louis, Missouri. And now, a preview of next week's exciting Space Patrol adventure. Buzz and Happy are investigating a space factory revolving in an orbit around the planet Venus. Suddenly, they find themselves locked in a freight-handling chamber room, floating in the middle of the room.
Trowbridge has cut the artificial gravity field. We're completely weightless.
Oh, how are we going to get down to the floor? Oh, my head. Smoke and rockets coming in. We fell up to the ceiling. There's the floor down there below us.
Trowbridge reversed the gravity field. The pull in this room is toward the ceiling.
Well, now how are we going to get down to the floor?
We'll get down to it all right. The hard way, I'm afraid. Trowbridge will reverse the gravity field from floor to ceiling till he breaks every bone in our bodies.
Be sure to listen next Saturday for the exciting story, The Venus Space Factory, when wheat checks, rice checks, and good hot Ralston again bring you Space Patrol! Special bulletin for boys and girls in Springfield, Illinois, Terre Haute, Indiana, and Washington, D.C. Buzz Corey's own space battle cruiser, the Ralston Rocket, will be in your area next week. Don't miss it. The Ralston Rocket.
Boys and girls, this is your commander speaking. Help science help you. Give every nickel and dime you can to the American Cancer Society.
Space Patrol, an original Mike Moser production starring Ed Kemmer as Commander Corey and Lynn Osborne as Cadet Happy, was written by Lou Houston and directed by Larry Robertson. Other players were Ken Mayer, Norman Jolly, Bela Kovach, and Stephen Robertson. Dick Tufeld speaking. Now, don't forget to tune in next Saturday and every Saturday when wheat checks, rice checks, and good hot Ralston again present the new, exciting Space Patrol! Space Patrol came to you transcribed from Hollywood. This is ABC Radio Network.
Well, that's it. Another episode of the radio shows young Americans love the best. I'm River Gibbs, inviting you to join me next time, right here.